Namaste, welcome. I will be sharing some yin practices with you, and whether you have practiced yin yoga or not, it is useful to know some of its main principles, which are three. And the first principle is to come into an appropriate edge, which means to go into a posture as far as it feels right for your body and where there are sensations, and these sensations are not too overwhelming. So it is to find a place of discomfort where you can create some tolerance, or where you can slowly begin to feel more comfortable in. So the sensations that you will feel will be different from day to day, and it will be different from person to person because we all have different skeletons and morphology. So some of the things that are there to support you are the props. So you can always have a blanket with you, a bolster or a cushion if you have at home, and blocks. When we move into our edge, we will experience sensations. Those sensations after a minute or two will normally increase. So in a scale from 1 to 10, you want to go to a scale of between 8, 8.5, perhaps 9 towards the end of the posture that will be held for around 3 to 5 minutes in my classes. And it is really important that you don't force yourself to go deeper than you want to. The second principle of yin is to find stillness. So once you settle into a posture, you remain still and you allow gravity to have you. So you allow gravity to do its work. Once you enter into the posture, know that there is no muscle activation. So you're not trying to contract the muscles and activate or squeeze or make the body look in any particular way, because the body will adapt to the load that is created by gravity, and all you have to do is to try to soften where you are. So once you find stillness, it doesn't mean that you are not allowed to move at all. What it means is that if you are in your posture and you are able to tolerate where you are for a few minutes, then stay there. Otherwise, if it becomes too unbearable, of course you have to back off. And also sometimes after a few minutes, your body might naturally go deeper and might just melt downwards. And if that's the case, then you allow that to be as well. And finally, the third principle or tattva of yin is to hold for some time. So at the beginning, normally 3 minutes is plenty. When we work with the hips, we can allow more time because we have more stability in our lower body. When it comes to working with the arms and anything that puts a lot of stress and tension in the upper body that is more mobile, we wouldn't hold for as long. So some of the ways in which you can support yourself in a yin practice is by placing any part of your body against a prop, like a bolster. So it can be your head, it can be your hands, it can be your forearms, it can be your torso. And because we will do so many different practices, it is helpful that you also get creative with how you can support yourself, because sometimes the cue will be there, but to decrease the amount of cues that I can give by thinking about all the different body skeletons or all the different morphologies that we can encounter, then it is handy that if you feel that there's a certain part of the body that is hovering off the floor and it could do with some support, please place anything you have underneath that part, whether it's the knee, whether it's the arm, and know that the yin posture doesn't need to look in any particular way. Normally, yin postures have different names to the normal yoga names or names in Sanskrit, because the purpose is that you don't have an idea of how they should look like, and we focus more on the certain areas of the body that we want to stimulate, and for that you don't have to look like anyone else. So when you see me in a video doing a posture, please don't think that that's how it has to look, because that won't be the case. And just make sure that you enjoy the practice, you support yourself when you need, you come out of the posture if needed. If you feel any tingliness, in a numbness, especially in the arms, sometimes it tends to happen, feel free to move, feel free to adjust, feel free to come out. And if you feel any sharp and electrical sensations, it's a good idea to come out of the posture too. Namaste.